I can't believe I actually fell for this. I genuinely believe that this game was going to release on the 15th of this month. I'm so stupid. April Fools, man. But yo, what up, Toshi here? Real quick, I am curious. Are any of you interested in Arknight's Infield? I actually played the beta because I got my hands on it, and well, when the beta was around, of course, right? The previous beta, I didn't really enjoy that too much. But if enough of you are interested, I think I can give the game another fair try. I mean, it'll be a new start. I think the game generally isn't my type of game, but I do think the game is super well done for what it is. Alright, now this is the real reason why you clicked on today's video. Game just released. Now obviously the revenue doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't matter to an extent, but it doesn't matter. What really matters at the end of the day is whether or not you're having fun with the game. And I also do believe that in this video, we'll be talking about my overall experience with the game and how I'm feeling about the game in general, and where I see the game going 6 months, maybe 3 months, year, right? I do still play Star Rail, and obviously I do still cover Star Rail, but you know, the money going down for Star Rail makes a lot of sense given that this game is in a very dry patch as of right now, and just because one of characters in general are not characters that not really summoned as much, at least not anymore for Star Rail like they used to be. So it's no surprise the revenue did drop off pretty darn harsh, but we do have the upcoming Custoris banner and the other characters alongside the Custoris banner, but mostly Custoris is just going to make the revenue skyrocket. They're doing a ton of marketing and a ton of advertising for the character. It feels like the Firefly situation all over again. Those are my thoughts on Star Rail. If any of you are curious, I will definitely still be making a ton of more Star Rail videos in the future. I actually already have one I'm working on currently. Another historical analysis video. We'll be doing it on Den Heng. I probably mentioned this already in previous videos. I'm just looking for a time to upload it. Just right now, I'm busy making Magia Exedra content. One of you did ask if I still play Star Rail. Of course I still... Dude, my whole channel is dead. My picture is literally Rappa. Like, that has to be the most silly question I've ever seen someone ask me. Yes, I still play Star Rail. Every single day. Let's go down. Withering Waves went up. Nice. Honestly, Withering Waves has been doing a lot better, just in general. I remember playing this game at launch, and I thought Withering Waves was a very solid game. I really enjoyed it at launch. I did. And I played for a while. I think I played all the way up to Camellia's release. When I stopped playing, I played a little bit of Renacita. I didn't really like Renacita, and I think I didn't like it because it just wasn't as fun for me as the early versions of Withering Waves. Maybe because I've overstayed my welcome with the game, and that's totally fine. But the fact that the game has been doing a lot better in general is very nice, and I'm glad to see that the game is going afloat and actually doing a lot better, just progressively growing and progressively getting more revenue each month. I mean, talking about having a lot of money still is a shock. I played this back in the day. It was probably like when I was in high school, man. Like my second year of high school, when I was a sophomore. I remember playing Dokkan Battle. I played with my friends and stuff like that in school. Played with some family members. I thought the game was solid. It was fun at the time. But I don't know how this game could still translate to being a game that makes a lot of money nowadays still. I've seen some of the newer like animations and SSR stuff like that. But I'll be real with you guys. This game should not even have half of the revenue it has now. It's just not even a good game. Generally, it's just not a good game. There's so many games that are more worth your time and just, in all honesty, gives you a better overall experience. I think as of right now, it's just hard carried by the Dragon Ball IP. And being the only game like that is hard carried by Dragon Ball IP. Dragon Ball Legends is up there too. But man, this game is just a card battler, right? I mean, I don't know. Not a card battler, but you know, you use your cards, your characters, your SSRs, and then you fight with those SSRs. You don't do any fighting. You just see a bunch of animations of the ultimates of your characters. The animations, don't get me wrong, are sick. Like, one of my favorites of all time is the hit animation with his ult. Insane. But, oh, and let me not forget, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, when he does unleash the Father-Son Kamehameha. That one is insanely good. And the animation after you kill an opponent with that ultimate looks sick, by the way. I really like that as well. It's a nice extra animation if you do kill the opponent with that move. But overall, I think aside from that, the game just doesn't really have anything going for it, if I'm being real. Alright, Fate Grand Order and ZZZ. Fate Grand Order is still just making the same amount of money it's making. So I found it funny how a while back, when I asked whether or not Madoka Magic was worth watching, I ended up watching. I really ended up enjoying it. A lot of you also recommended Fate because Fate was apparently also created by the same studio, if I remember, Type Moon or whatever. And I actually have never, or early Fate was, from what I remember reading. I've never seen anything Fate related. I've always kind of been a little bit interested in the series, but for me personally, I just don't think this is a game that I would ever play. All right, ZZ going down, cool, whatever. Don't really care about ZZ like that, honestly. I think Nicole looks pretty cute though. Dragon Ball Legends, blah blah, going up. Nikke got his victory going down. I like Nikke. I think the characters look pretty nice. The game also has really good, in my opinion, Nikke just has the best merch of any gacha game out there. I just love collecting the merch of this game. I used to play this game a lot back in the day. I don't play the game anymore, but I keep up with the game, and I just love collecting the merch, man. Like, I have so much Nikke merch. It's insane. Girls Frontline 2. This is a game whoa, they went up. That is a lot of money. This is a game I actually wanted to play. I've never played this game. I wanted to get into it just because it is similar to Snowbreak Containment Zone, which is a game I used to play. And I think the game just has nice looking characters like Nikke. So, I mean, it's a no-brainer for me, a game that I would try. But probably end up suffering the same fate for me as Nikke, where I play for a bit, and then, or a while actually, and then I stop playing because the gameplay loop probably isn't something I'm going to enjoy long term, to be honest. Infinity Nikki, funnily enough, this game right here, my sister plays, and she makes content on it. I'm not telling you the channel, but she makes content on it. And I always watch her play it, and honestly, it's a game that I don't see myself ever playing. But man, the game is so pretty. I think it has the prettiest open world out of any open world game in the market currently for gacha games, just because of how beautiful the fantasy aesthetic is. Clothes you can wear on your characters, the music, the scenery, the aesthetic. It's just so chill. It's such a chill game. It's so nice. I always, whenever I'm watching her play it, I get so immersed, and then I just catch myself watching her play for like an hour straight. Summoner's War, I used to play this game back in the day. Don't really care about it anymore. I do still watch like Sean B on YouTube, but I just think the game is just crazy, still making this amount of revenue. Funnily enough, this game is making crazy revenue while being extremely predatory, right? Like even more predatory than Epic 7. Epic 7 is just like probably dropping down even more in revenue. Azure Lane. So when we talk about Magia Exedra, and we talk about a game being free to play friendly and a game being like super predatory, this game right here, Azure Lane, is like not predatory whatsoever, because like they give you so much currency and you're able to get every character in the game without spending. The only thing you would spend for is skins in the game, whereas like that's kind of like the reverse of games like Magia Exedra, right? Because the revenue they'll be making is mostly from predatory character releases like they've been doing right now. I just find it funny how this is the one game that can coexist in the market with other games that are extremely predatory while being the one game that is not predatory. Keep going here. Blue Archive. Some of the characters look pretty cute, like Mika, for instance, Mika Mizuno. I did mention this in a previous video when I was talking about Iron Mizuno with the giant witch hat. Just because of the last names just reminded me of the character from Blue Archive. Seven Deadly Sins, they have like an open world gacha game coming out soon, and I am actually interested in playing that. Not like content wise, but I am interested in playing it just because I want another open world game to play. I'm so bored of the current open world games we have right now for gacha. Madoka Magica Magia Exedra. Combined revenue 3.3 million. Guys, this has only been like what? We have the early release. It's been like a week, and this game has made this much money. That is absolutely insane. A week, and it's made this much money. I do think it's just because there is a huge rally behind the game in terms of the fans of the game. There's a lot of people that are super invested in like into the IP. This is goes without saying, right? And me getting into the IP as of recently, I think the characters, the world building is beautiful. I do. I think the world building of this game is beautiful, or IP is beautiful. Definitely one of the better world buildings in terms of anime. But the game, man, the game is fun. The game is enjoyable. Honestly, looking at the revenue here, you don't have to spend money whatsoever. I'm going to remain free to play. This game definitely isn't hurting revenue wise, but just generally, even though the free to play like part of this game isn't as friendly as other games, not even close to being remotely as friendly as other games, the game is still really enjoyable. And I think regardless if you're playing for a week, a few days, a month, year, right? It's a game that is just like so good in that beginning phase. It reminds me of early Star Rail. Remember early Star Rail also feeling like this, where the game was just super enjoyable, right? You're figuring things out, you're building your compositions, you're building your individual characters, you figure out which was the best buffer to use in the designated teams. Is what I experienced in Star Rail, man. Especially figuring out that a composition of Silver Wolf for mono quantum teams was something you can do, or using Bronya alongside Bailu and giving Bailu the cleanse that Bailu didn't have in her kit which synergize really well in a hyper carry comp with Bronya Bailu and your damage dealer and Ting Yun for your other buffer. Man, this just reminds me of early Star Rail. So I could definitely see how many people are invested into the game, and I'm sure that there's definitely a lot of Star Rail players that are playing this game, because obviously I check my analytics, and most of you that have played this game that are currently on my channel have also played Star Rail, so it makes a ton of sense. But yeah, this game is beautiful. This game is nice. I'm definitely looking forward to what the future may hold with this game, and obviously at some point I do want them to address the overall gacha accumulation or currency in this game, because I do think it is definitely on one of the worst ends I've ever seen, honestly, playing gacha games. But just in general, this game is just it's great. I'm enjoying it. I don't really have many other issues with the game other than the gacha. I mean, again, my perspective on the game is different from your perspective because I don't spend any money. Let's say I spent money in the game. Obviously, I'd probably complain about what you're buying in the game because maybe the packs are not worth the money you're spending, right? Again, I don't know for sure because I have not spent any money, so I can't tell you that. But just in general, the only thing I can complain about is the free-to-play currency accumulation. That's it. That's literally it. I can't think of anything else to complain about. I mean, the story, I've seen a lot of people complain about as well. And I will say, I said this in the previous video, the story, in my opinion, is just there for the newer players, right? The newer players, they did say they were going to rework the story compared to what was in the anime. But if you want a better watch, just watch the anime. The game is there for the players that just want to play the game and not watch the anime, right? And it does a good job at doing that. Not a great job, but it does a good job at doing that. I do think AQ is quite a yapper, which is the green Kyubey. But other than that, I think the game is fine. I wish, though, I will say this, right? I will say this. I got a little baited because I did really believe that you were able to, like, traverse with your character without having to, you know, be locked into up, down, sometimes left, sometimes right. I did believe that you were going to be able to just traverse your character freely like you do in Star Rail, but that's not the case. It is very, very limited traversing. But that's fine. It is what it is. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm definitely excited to see what the future may hold with this game, and I'm super stoked for the upcoming Sayaka banner at some point, because we will definitely be pulling on that for sure, for sure. But other than that, this is the revenue for Madoka Magic and Magia Exedra. We have other games, Honkai Impact, blah, blah, Punishment Grey Raven. That's it? Okay, wow, that's it. Epic 7 is lower than this, which is another turn-based game that I still do play. I've been playing for like 3 years, honestly, that game. That's probably the game I've been playing for the longest time in terms of gacha. Yeah, actually, I've been playing Epic 7 for the longest. I tend to stick around with PvP games in general because I enjoy PvP. That's just my forte when it comes to games. So yeah, man, we get into PvP for Madoka and Magic Exedra. I hope it's the hit and not a miss, man. Which of course we'll do that in a future video. Yeah, man, Epic 7, dude. I do believe that the game is it's a pretty game. The characters look great. I mean, I'm more of like a character collector kind of guy, so like or player. So like for me, if the characters look good, the gameplay is like good, I'm chilling. I'm staying. I'm not really looking to go anywhere. But if the game is suffering in any of those, I'm probably gonna drop ship and not, because I don't really I care about the story, but not really that much. Care about the gacha, but even if the gacha is bad, I still probably will stick around, because again, I can still just save for the characters I want to particularly save for. But I don't even know where I'm going with this video. But yeah, those are my reflections on Magic Exedra just in general, and how I'm feeling about the game and the revenue, and what I think about the revenue. In my opinion, I do think the game is definitely doing really, really well. Again, I just look at my own analytics on YouTube, and I see a lot of you that play Star Rail are playing this game, and Star Rail is in a dry period right now, so it makes a lot of sense. This game is here to fill the void for a lot of you, right? I assume when the Custora's banner comes around, maybe a few of you probably drop ship and stop playing the game, or at the point where you're feeling like your progress isn't up to where you want it to be, you're probably going to drop the game. You probably have bad RNG, drop the game. That's just normal. That's just natural, right? That's any gacha game. It's going to lose players over time, but I just think as of right now, this game is just it's fun, man. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying my stay. I don't see myself going away anytime soon. So yeah, we'll still make videos on Honkai Star Rail. Like I said, we'll have the Den Heng and Baby Tulane historical analysis video coming up. That's it. I've been rambling long enough. I've probably been saying the same thing over and over and over again. Hope you enjoyed this video here and have a nice rest of your day. Remember, this is revenue charts. None of this really matters in the grand scheme of things, because for one, the company isn't paying you to care about these charts, and two, as long as you have fun with the game, who cares how much the game is making, right? Peace.